Hi, this is Mike Hahn from Relationships 101. Tonight's topic is going to be about self confidence. This is a big topic for a lot of people. Half the relationships I've been in, I've had problems with my girlfriend's having self confidence issues, and I figured that I would discuss it because it seems to be pretty relevant to a lot of people. Self confidence really comes from the heart and believing in what you do and believing what you do is right. And not only that, but self confidence in yourself. That's all exterior self confidence, but confidence in yourself is like, how do you feel about yourself? Do you believe you're a good person? Do you believe you have good morals? Do you believe that you're raised right? And regardless of what anybody else says, do you think you're attractive because of your mind and what you have to offer? It's a lot more than this superficialness right here. Like, I might be an attractive dude, but if I don't have a good personality, it doesn't make 10 cents, you know what I mean? So, self confidence to me is like, are you confident enough in your life to know what you want? Are you confident enough in your life to know what you desire? Are you confident enough in your life to know you can provide for somebody else the way that they would provide for you? And that comes all in one package. If you're not self-confident in yourself, you're not obviously ready for a relationship. I mean, you need to figure your life out before you know who you want to bring into it. So my confidence comes just from the fact, like, of how I've been raised. Like, I was raised from a broken family. I was raised from having very strict morals and very strict Christian attitudes around me, and very strict educational values, and it was really tough for me as a kid. But the more you grow up, I'm 29 years old now, the more you realize all that's to benefit you in the end. It's not to make things worse. It's not to make things hard on you. It's not to because your parents have expectations for you that you shouldn't have. It's because your parents realize that they didn't do what you could have done. So they raise you in a way for you to be not like them, even though that it sounds contradictional that you're like your parents, because your parents don't want you to be that way. They want you to be different than what they were. So self-confidence wise, how that affects you is when you stole something from a store when you were a kid, when you vandalized somebody's property, when you got in a fight with somebody you shouldn't have, your parents always busted your ass and told you shouldn't do it, and that's what they should have done, and that's what they should do now. The way Congress and the government works nowadays, you touch your kid, you get your kid taken away from you. Back in my day, you came home with an F on your report card and you got your fucking face smacked in. And that's not something to be intimidated by. That's one of the reasons why I am who I am today. So you can blame your mother for disciplining you the wrong way. You can blame everybody else for disciplining you the wrong way. But the fact is, my generation has goals. When you look at the generation that's following me up, the generation following me up, they're so spoiled rotten, and they don't even know what's going on in life, and they always think you owe them something. And I understand that's part of being a kid, and I understand they haven't become adults yet, but I am an adult now, and I was from a generation like that. And drugs and beer and everything else don't solve your problems. No matter how much you drink, no matter how much you do drugs, no matter how much you do anything in your life, it's never going to solve the problem that you're not happy with yourself. So self confidence is everything in a relationship. If you have self confidence in what you want in your life, and you have self confidence in your goals, you won't let anybody deviate you from that. And make that a point in your life. If you have self confidence in yourself and self confidence in your goals, nobody will deviate you from that. Remember that, because that's very important. You don't want people to deviate you from your goals, no matter whether they oppose, object, whether, I know it's all the same word, whether they support you. It doesn't matter, because if it's a goal of your life, it doesn't matter if anybody supports you to do it. You just want to do it because it's a goal of your life. So if you have life goals and you have places you want to be and you have things you want to do and you're thinking about settling down with a girl, take all that into consideration. If For me, I'm a photographer and I'm a videographer, and I don't just do photography for family photos. I don't just do video for corporations. I do feature films and I do all kinds of different stuff. So the fact that I might be out of town for 2 months is very plausible in my relationships. And since it's very plausible in my relationships, I cannot hide that from the person I'm dating. I have to tell them straight up, hey, there might be a time that I might shoot for Playboy. There might be a time that I do a photo shoot that's paid for a girl that's going to be nude. There might be a time where I might be in California for 4 weeks filming a feature film. That's just reality. People might say that's far-fetched, but somebody in my field that owns their own business, it's not far-fetched. You could be out of town any day of the week and there's nothing you can do about it, unless your wife wants to pay your bills for you to turn down the job. If I got a $4,000 job I'm going to do in Florida, am I going to turn that down if my wife is going to flip out about it and also complain that I'm not going to pay the rent? So self-confidence in yourself is everything. Know what your goals are. Know where you want to be in 10 years. Know where you want to be in 30 years. And look at your grandparents and the things that they had accomplished in their life you were proud of and the things that you weren't proud of, and change that. Because if you don't have self-confidence in yourself, you can't have confidence that the relationship is going to work out. If you go into a relationship with a bunch of baggage from your last relationship, i.e. your girlfriend cheated on you or did something mischievous or whatever, you can't blame everybody for being that way. Yeah, your girlfriend did horrible things to you and your friends did horrible things to you, but everybody in the world is not that way. You can't hold everybody in the world hostage because of that. So you have to find a common mutual. You have to understand that your girlfriend was bad for you, but the next girl, you got to start off with a clean slate. And by a clean slate, what I mean is, because she goes out with her buddies on Saturday night doesn't mean she's cheating on you because your ex did that. You have to be able to separate the circumstances, and you have to be able to separate them logically. You cannot hold your partner hostage for what your ex did to you, and that's very, very important. So I got to wrap up this conversation. It's taken a little bit longer than I expected. I usually try to finish these in one cigarette, but if you have any more questions, like the page below, comment below, ask any questions, and I'll go in more detail. And thank you guys for watching this video, and have a good night. Thanks.